If I could start with what should be a simple question.
Thank you.
A lot of white Australians don't actually have any experience of Indigenous communities. They remain, an isolated and strange phenomenon. I was wondering whether you could just actually describe for our audience. You talk about, these better health outcomes, for example. What would happen at the moment, just in a bureaucratic sense? What is a frustration of trying to get a better health outcome for Indigenous communities now? And secondly, you've talked about how you as Minister would ask the Voice to consider health, education, jobs and housing. And I just wonder if you could tell us about how you would see the relationship with the Minister working. I presume you're not going to be instructing them to do that. You would be asking them for that. And what sort of levels of advice? Obviously you've talked about the local community level, but would it be something where you'd be hoping that the Voice could say these are the sort of trickle-down effects of state and federal governments, as well as what a particular individual community might need to get the outcome in that local community?
Thanks for that easy question, Laura. The history of the Voice has been a very long one, and it is not something that has just fallen out of thin air. I have worked in Aboriginal affairs for 44 years, and the relationship that I want to have with the Voice is a relationship based on respect, based on a very proper way of doing things. And I would be asking the Voice and working with the Voice on how we would go about setting up that relationship. But the Voice, as I have said, is about two things. It's about bringing about those practical outcomes. And as Laura has indicated, I've identified the 4 priority areas that I have. And I'd be asking the Voice about that. But the other thing, of course, is that this goes to the first part of Laura's question. The Uluru Statement is an invitation from Aboriginal people to the rest of the country to walk with us. It is an invitation to start this trek across the nation with us. And one of the things that I am really, I have really noticed over the past few years that there is an appetite for the truth in this country. There is an appetite from non-Indigenous Australians, whether they know an Indigenous person or not, to know the truth, to know where they fit. And the recognition part is about 65,000 years. And that is the story of our country. It's not just my story. It's not just Ali Matilda's story. It's not just Anne Martin's story. It's not like just George Hong's story. It is the story of this country. And that is why I'm saying this is so important in unifying it, because 65,000 years is unique on this blue planet and is something we all share.